when you really watch him. There's a pretense. There's something created about him in a sense of, and it's not just about being a rich kid or anything like that. I approach Donald Trump as what you kind of see in him.
Did you ever think Johnny Depp could make Donald Trump so mad that he'd call him a low-talent has-been? Well, that's exactly what happened when Depp put on a bad toupee and did his Trump impression on Graham Norton. Trump's Twitter meltdown only made Depp's impression go more viral, proving once again that our orange former president can't take a joke. And wait till you hear how Alec Baldwin jumped in to stir the pot even more. This is the political comedy triangle you didn't know you needed. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
But what he is, I believe, is a brat.
I told them to build me that wall. I want a sensational wall. A fabulous wall. Don't remember what the question was, but it doesn't matter because I'm not going to answer it anyway. Be more presidential. It's fabulous.
Donald Trump.
He was difficult.
Did you know Johnny Depp's impression made Trump so angry he couldn't sleep for days? Let's see what actually happened. When Johnny Depp showed up on the Graham Norton show, he wasn't just there to promote a movie. He came packing a secret weapon, his Trump impression. Depp went all out with a ridiculous blonde toupee that looked like it belonged on a discount store mannequin. The moment he adjusted that tragic hairpiece, the audience knew they were in for something special.
Adam McKay, who I admire greatly and who's one of the funniest humans alive, we had a meeting and we were sitting there talking and he said, how would you like to do a feature film in 4 days? And I went, and I loved that idea. I didn't care if I knew if I was capable or not, you know. I wanted to try, so yeah, so I
What made this performance hit differently was how Depp nailed not just Trump's look, but his whole demeanor. He didn't just do the voice. He captured that weird hand-waving thing Trump does, and that pouty expression when he thinks he's making a serious point. The audience lost their minds when Depp delivered that line about Trump being the actual last president of the United States before rambling incoherently about walls in Mexico. The crowd's reaction tells you everything you need to know. They weren't just laughing politely at a celebrity doing a party trick. They were howling because Depp touched on something true. When celebs visit talk shows, audiences usually give courtesy laughs, but this was different. The room erupted every time Depp hit on Trump's wall obsession, proving some comedy just writes itself. But why did this particular impression get under Trump's skin so badly?
Because the way he speaks is very specific.
yeah.
Were you telling all the Mexicans to get off set?
I told them to build me that wall. I want a sensational wall. A fabulous wall. I don't remember what the question was, but it doesn't matter because I'm not going to answer it anyway.
Very good.
Wow. It's amazing.
Trump's been impersonated by everyone from Alec Baldwin to a potato with a blonde wig. And honestly, the potato had better hair. The answer lies in what Depp targeted, not just Trump's policies, but his precious self-image. See, Trump has the thinnest skin in politics. Most politicians develop calluses from criticism, but Trump bruises like a peach dropped from a skyscraper. When Depp mocked the wall, Trump's favorite campaign promise and ego project, it was like poking a bear with a stick. The wall wasn't just a policy for Trump, it was his political identity in concrete form. What's fascinating is that technically speaking, Depp's impression wasn't even that amazing. Other comedians have done more accurate Trump voices, but Depp managed to capture something deeper, that essence of Trump that's hard to define but impossible to miss. It's like he found Trump's soul, assuming that's a thing that exists, and put it on display. And Trump, being Trump, couldn't just laugh it off. His ego wouldn't allow it. Instead, he took the bait completely, setting himself up for an even bigger embarrassment when he finally responded. The man who wants to lead the free world got completely undone by an actor in a bad wig making wall jokes.
Because, you know, I mean, really, no. I mean, so, no. Because everything is mine. Even if I don't own it yet, I'll have it. Also, the absurdity of where his sentences might travel. I'm going to build a wall. No, Mexico, okay? No, a fabulous wall.
When Trump finally erupted over Depp's impression, his Twitter meltdown was about as presidential as a toddler who dropped his ice cream cone. Johnny Depp is nothing but a low-talent has-been who should stick to pretending to be a pirate, Trump rage tweeted, completely oblivious to the irony that a former reality TV star was calling someone else low talent. The man who wants to run the country again couldn't handle a few jokes without having a public breakdown. Trump's supporters, ever loyal to their Orange Emperor, immediately tried launching a boycott against Depp that failed spectacularly. Trying to cancel Johnny Depp over a Trump joke was about as effective as using a hairdryer to melt an iceberg. Captain Jack Sparrow has survived Disney franchises, messy divorces, and bizarre public appearances. Did anyone really think some angry tweets would sink his ship? The boycott attempt just gave the whole story more attention, turning what should have been a one-day joke into a week-long news cycle. Just when things couldn't get more entertaining, Alec Baldwin decided to enter the chat. SNL's resident Trump impersonator tweeted, "There's only room for one Trump in this town and he's got better hair." Baldwin, who had perfected his own Trump routine, essentially created what comedians started calling a Trump off, where Baldwin actually praised Depp, saying, "Alec's done all the work, I can just copy him." Yeah, exactly. And he didn't think he could do it. He kind of just decided to try it, and he's really good at it. The entire fiasco perfectly illustrates why political satire works so well against figures like Trump. As political experts point out, when you wrap criticism in a joke, it's easier for people to swallow. Trump's inability to laugh at himself turns every joke into a personal attack, which then becomes a bigger story, which leads to more jokes, creating an endless cycle of thin-skinned outrage. What started as a silly celebrity impression spiraled into a perfect demonstration of Trump's character flaws. Most politicians understand that being mocked comes with the territory. It's basically an occupational hazard. Obama had his "thanks Obama" jokes. Bush had his malapropisms. Clinton had, well, everything. But they mostly rolled with the punches because they understood that overreacting only makes things worse. So what have we learned here, folks? Humor isn't just funny, it's powerful political kryptonite. When comedians wrap their criticism in jokes, they're basically smuggling truth past people's defenses. That's why Trump gets so triggered by impressions. They expose his fragility while making everyone laugh at his expense. What other politician melts down over a bad wig and some wall jokes? Most leaders understand that mockery comes with the job, but Trump's ego is his biggest political weakness. He simply can't laugh at himself. Remember this golden rule of politics: the bigger the tantrum, the thinner the skin. Comedy reveals character every single time.